Now, I like to pride myself on my airsoft collection. I'm always trying, at least, to buy stuff that is a little bit out of the ordinary, a little bit different, because I like being a hipster douchebag, and I'm just like that. And this is no exception. This is the Kel-Tec RDB made by Ares and EMG. Now, I know you're thinking, yes, that's a lot of letters, but what is it? Well, basically, it's a very, very modern bullpup made by Kel-Tec, which is a US company. The real steel version of this is sold US civilians. I don't believe any militaries have actually bought this gun. I think maybe some law enforcement, but essentially it's their take on a modern 5.56mm bullpup gun, and it looks fucking fantastic. Now, I've been keeping an eye on the release of the airsoft version for probably about a year now, and the more I saw about it, the more I loved it. Just look at it. It's, in my opinion anyway, you might not agree, I don't know, but it just looks absolutely brilliant. It's got a really modern, cool design without being overly complicated. Everything is thought out. Everything it is there. There's no filler things that you don't need. It's just really, really great. And now Ares have brought the airsoft version to the market. And what do I think? Well, let me tell you, I'm impressed. But first of all, before I go into this, if this is the first time you've been to the channel, or you've been a few times, why not hit that subscribe button? I post a lot of things on this channel every now and again, and who knows, some of it might actually be good. Plus, the subscriber count is directly linked to my self-esteem, so you'll be doing me a favour as well. Right, so Kel-Tec RDB. What a fantastic gun. It's one of those few guns that look great and is actually great for other reasons as well that I'll get into. So first of all, let's go from tip to butt. Okay, first of all, flash hider. It looks like a boring standard A2 birdcage. That's because it is. That's the gun, the flash hider that comes with it. Now, it comes with 14mm counterclockwise threads. Ares have finally fucking listened. In all their other guns, as far as I know, it's always been clockwise because they just like to be weird. But no, if you've got other flash hiders, you can fit it on there. Shouldn't be any problem. Now, this is actually quite stiff, so it will take a bit of effort to get this off to swap out those flash hiders, but you can do it. Moving back down, you've got the handguard, which I've got a lot to say about, but I'll get onto that later. Comes with rail at the bottom, really nice and comfortable, and really, really solid feeling, even though it's polymer. I really do like Kel-Tec's, grip design on this, and it goes all over the gun, including some of their other guns as well. It's quite distinctive, and it really just works. You've got a metal upper rail for mounting optics, and you really do need it because this gun actually doesn't even come with any iron sights, which is a good and bad thing, I suppose. Most people with airsoft guns don't use iron sights anyway, but you know, it's nice to have out of the box. So optic is a must. That's an extra cost you're gonna have to think about if you buy this gun. What else? Oh, charging handle. Ooh. Okay, now, charging handle on an airsoft gun, unless there's a gas blowback, which this isn't, it's a bit pointless, but it's cool that they included it. Clicks into place. It's a stiff spring, but locks back in, and you can even HK slap it. Word of warning, I don't do this that often because that's a very, very strong fucking spring, and it is a plastic piece, so fingers crossed. I wouldn't recommend doing this all the time, but I'm going to do it for you YouTubers because I love you so much. Nice. Gotta sound like Airsoft Mike doing that. Jesus. I know I'm cringe, but come on. Got him! Okay, so trigger. Now, ordinarily with bullpup guns, you're going to get a really crap trigger because you've got a whole bar going from the trigger up to the gearbox, and it feels mushy, it feels unresponsive, it's just nobody likes that. But Ares have thought of a solution, because internally it's basically one of their Ares amoeba guns, so you get a really good electronic trigger unit in there, really snappy. So instead of you know, clunk clunk clunk, something boring, something like my Armaments style org that I reviewed earlier, that had a terrible trigger, but this one is like a mouse click. So I don't know if you can hear this, but I'm gonna try. Very nice. So you got safe, semi and auto from that selector there. Really nice and clicky. And you know I like clicky stuff. Really nice positive clicks in there. And it's the same on the other side. So even you wrong-handed people, that being left-handed people, they're catered for, so congratulations. Alright, moving further back, you've got Sling Loops. Now it sounds like such a minor thing, but Jesus Christ, this thing has got so many Sling Loops on it, it's fantastic. You've got 7 in total. You've got 2 on the front, on either side there. You've got these 2, okay, which are metal. You've got that one there, and then you've got another 2 that are metal on the other side. So although there are a lot of sling points on this gun, it is kind of annoying. So I've got one there, and I've got one on the other side as well. So I thought that would be quite a stable platform, but not so much. It kind of, in practice, kind of feels like you're using a 1-point sling almost, because they're so close together. Kind of annoying. I mean, you can use a sling point that's all the way up there. Now the polymer on this gun is pretty good, but I don't know if I'd 100% trust it. Plus, you know, you've got your charging handle in the way. Something to think about anyway. Then you've got, what is this? Well, that is your mag release. It's not limited to one side or the other. It's right in the middle, which is a good and a bad thing, because it means as you're using it, you can just push back like that to release the mag. So I'll put a mag in here. By the way, it takes standard M4 mags. Fantastic, another plus for me. And then you just push back and then you can pull it out. Or what I usually end up doing is just keeping the grip on the gun and then just using my finger to pull it out. It's a cool design. It's on the original, but on this Ares version, the airsoft version, it does get stuck back sometimes. It's not, and it does feel a bit cheap. Works though, what can you do? Also, you got to use gloves, because when you're using it as well, that can dig into your wrist if you're not careful. You also got a, picking it up, putting it down, I don't know, you've got a rubberized butt pad, which is good because it's a bullpup. All the weight is in the back here, that's where the gearbox is. So you want something that is going to fix it in your shoulder and it's not going to slide around because of the weight. Now it isn't a light gun, it's fairly hefty actually all around, but you don't feel it because, as I say, all the weight is back here. Man, you can put it in your shoulder, you can use it one-handed, there's barely any weight on the front here. It's absolutely fantastic. It's an absolute dream to use and shoot. Moving on to shooting, it's about 330, 340 FPS, which is just fine for the UK. If you wanted though, it does come with a quick change spring, meaning that you do have to take the body off, but you don't have to take apart the gearbox to remove the spring. Just turn it on the back and out it comes. So that's a plus, so you could always bring it up and down depending on what you want to do with it. Comes with 2 mags out of the box. You got this big boy, which is like standard size, and then you got this little baby one, which is really cool because how sexy is that? I mean, mwah, I bloody love it. And as I say all the time, airsoft is not about performance, it's about looking cool, and you'll definitely look cool with this. Okay, now I've talked about at length what I like about it, and if my pants get any tighter, something bad's going to happen. What don't I like about it? Well, it does have downsides. You've got this big old handrail here, which you think is great, and that's where the battery is stored. But it's actually in reality got such little space. It's really quite pathetic. Want something quite small like a buffer tube battery. At the moment I'm running it with this 7.4 LiPo. You can fit an 11.1 in, but you have to be really careful. I'm going to show you a picture now of other batteries that I've tried to force in and unfortunately damaged because there wasn't as much space in there that I thought, unfortunately. So yeah, I ended up having to throw them away, and it is a real shame. So be careful when you're putting batteries in this gun. Now, another downside to the gun, which is also related to this handguard, is that you don't have another rail here. You've only got the 12 and 6 o'clock position. It'd be nice to have 3 and 9 as well, because you essentially are quite limited on what kind of accessories you can have. Accessories wise, for me, I've been quite simple. All I've done is I've slapped a fucking red dot on it and called it a day, really, because it doesn't really need much. It's so sexy. But I know some of you out there, you like putting your accessories on, so do bear that in mind. You are limited on what you can do with this. Another thing I don't like about this is this little pin here. Now, it's not too bad at the moment, but when you get this brand new, my god, it is so tough to get that out. You do actually need tools, which is handy. Ares have got you covered. They provide a little screwdriver. What the hell is this for? Well, I'll tell you. You use it for adjusting the hop up, which is in there, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But you can also use it to punch out that bloody pin, because goddamn, you do need tools. Also, I mentioned that hop up earlier. Yes, it does have a fairly decent hop up. It seems to be shooting quite decent. It will hop 2/8 all day, no issue from what I can see. But adjusting it is a real pain. Can you see? Can you see that red wheel? You need to get your tool, and that's what you use to adjust it. It's not ideal. You know this is going to get lost within 5 seconds. It's only held in the pistol grip with a little clip. So yeah, bear that in mind. And now we're going to address the elephant in the room. Why is that green different to that green? Well, believe it or not, I broke my own golden rule. That's right. When I purchased this, I did not have an active Yukara, so I had to do the unthinkable, and I bought it as a two-tone. I know, you can't believe it, but I had to do it. These things were going out of stock very quickly, and I would be damned if I lost my chance to buy one. So, without my Yukara sorted at the time, I bought it in two-tone. And I had to spend quite a lot of time removing the two-tone paint and then respraying it with Krylon. After I got my Yukara sorted, of course. The results aren't that bad, I don't think. No, it isn't an exact color match, but it's close enough. It doesn't make too much difference to me. And I didn't want to go hunting around for different sort of paints. I wanted to stick with Krylon because I knew it'd be a nice matte finish. It'd be solid and tough, so it would be scratch resistant, and it would it would be weatherproof as well. So it's unfortunate. I broke my own rule. I'm a massive hypocrite, I know, because I tell people never to buy two-tones, but I did, and this is the result. So if you don't like the green, that's fine. You've got a classic black, which is available, and you've got it in tan as well. So you've got options. And yeah, so that is the Kel-Tec RDB made by Ares. So thanks for listening. If you like what you see here, consider subscribing. If you don't, I can't stop you. You know how YouTube works. And yeah, have a lovely day.